was once a time where disease ravaged Europe. Cruel religious practices and brutal imperialization were on the rise, and Europe was devastated by war.
But suddenly times changed. The Black Plague had ceded power to the Puritans, farthingales and codpieces are the latest fashion trend, and the biggest celebrity in England is a playwright named William Shakespeare.
A time of intellect and art was on the rise, and that's where we're taking you tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Renaissance.
War of the Roses, Chaucer's tales, the brutal feudal system, holy crusades, bubonic plague. Can't say that we really missed them. So dark and barbaric, so dull and mundane. That was so Middle Ages, that was so Charlemagne. Welcome to the Renaissance, with poets, painters, and bon vivants, and merry minstrels who stroll the streets of London, a-strum in their boots,
In puffy pants and pointy leather boots.
Welcome to the Renaissance, where we ooh and ah you with ambiance. We're so progressive, the latest and the greatest we bring it to you. With much ado, welcome to the Renaissance, where everything is new. Here we made advances in the sciences. We have the latest gadgets and appliances.
Our bugs are made of pewter, our houses all are Tudor,
Decorated with a modern flair.
see us in our petticoats and farthingales. Our trendy beards we trim to look like small.
We're called Elizabethans.
You're all a bunch of heathens.
Heathens heading straight for you know where. While witches are burning and wars tend to start, we bring in moments of culture and art. Culture and art. Welcome to the Renaissance, where printing press has a fancy fonts. That's right, we're fancy and very literary, theatrical too. It's what we do. Welcome to the Renaissance, where everything is new.
Hey, look at Fritz is thinking with the chicken. What's he making? Well, I think he's found a way of freezing meat.
That's new.
Hey, look, it's Walter Raleigh found a new world by golly, and he's brought us all tobacco by the tree.
Also new. And we have a list of writers who are always writing something new. It's true, we do. Like who? Like who? Like Decker. Woo! John Webster. Woo! Ben Jonson. And Christopher Marlowe. Thomas Kidd, Thomas Middleton, Thomas More. And our brightest star. Yo, he's the bomb. The soul of the age. The whiz of the Elizabethan stage. He's incredible. Unforgettable. He's just so freaking awesome. Shakespeare. Shakespeare. We love him, 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 we love him. His plays are so brilliant, his writing's first rate, his acting's incredible, isn't he great? We love him, we love him, we love him, isn't he great? We love him, we love him, we love him. Welcome to the Renaissance, not the one in Italy or in France, not the one in England, the one where William Shakespeare is cream of the crop. The one where William Shakespeare is the top. Welcome to the Renaissance, to the 16th century experience. In the age that's golden, the olden days are over. We did them undo. Well, hallelujah. Welcome to the Renaissance, where everything is new.
officially introduced you to our hero, Shakespeare, why don't we show you some of his work? One of his first plays was The Taming of the Shrew. In this scene, Petruchio, a young, confident man from Verona, learns about the vicious, ill-tempered Caterina and is determined to court her, even if she is a shrew. Come on, man, if you want to marry her, you might want to come up with a nicer nickname.
Good morrow, Kate, for that's your name, I hear.
Well, have you heard but something hard of hearing? They call me Caterina that you speak of me.
You lie, for you are called plain Kate, and bonny Kate, and sometimes Kate the Cursed, but Kate, the prettiest Kate in Christendom, my super dainty Kate, and therefore, Kate, hearing thy mildness praised in every town, myself am moved to woo thee for my wife.
Moved? In good time let him that moved you hither remove you hence. I knew you at first. You were immovable.
Why, what's a movable?
A joined stool.
Thou hast hit it. Come, sit on me.
Asses are made to bear, and so are you.
Women are made to bear, and so are you.
No such jade as you, of me you mean.
Alas, good Kate, I will not burden thee, for knowing thee to be but young and light.
Too light for such a swain as you to catch, yet as heavy as my weight should be.
Should buzz.
Well ta'en and like a buzzard.
Oh, slow-winged turtle, shall a buzzard take thee?
Aye, for turtles he takes a buzzard.
Oh, come, you wasp. If you are too angry.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find where it lies.
Who knows not where a wasp is where its sting? In its tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What, in my tongue in your tail? Nay, hear you, Kate, I am a gentleman.
Then I'll try.
I swear I'll cuff you if you strike me. Nay, come, Kate, come, you must not look so sour.
It's my fashion when I see a crab.
Here is no crab, and therefore look not sour.
There is.
Then show it to me.
Had I a glass, I would.
You mean my face?
Aye, well aimed for such a young one.
By St. George, I am too young for you.
Yet you are withered.
'Tis with care.
I care not.
Nay, hear you, Kate. In sooth, you escape not so.
I chafe you by terror. Let me go.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of blah, blah, blah. Do you guys even know what I'm saying? Do you?
Hey, what are you doing? You were doing great.
No, it's not. This isn't working. They don't even know what I'm saying. Turn the lights back up.
Okay, so what are we supposed to do about that? We can't explain every monologue as we do it in Shakespeare.
But he deserves more than this. He wrote all these beautiful stories with complex themes and relationships, but nobody really understands it because he uses all that old English mumbo-jumbo. I think if there was a way to make Shakespeare easier to understand, people would enjoy it more.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
All right, so let's start this thing over. I'll give you a beat.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? I think it's been established this is during May. You're more lovely and temperate, in other words, more pleasant than the sun in the sky in the months of June, July, so I'll love you forever. Hey, I've got another. So Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? I could have any, but man, I love that Romeo. Do me a favor and drop your name. We can be in love forever, no need to run away. But Juliet, whoever loved thee that not at first sight?
Actually, that's from As You Like It, not Romeo and Juliet.
Hey, take it down a notch.
All right, sorry, but it actually goes like this. The course of true love never did run smooth. Its tides are always changing, it's bumpy and rude. But as Shakespeare taught, love's just what we do. I'll wear my heart on my sleeve, just for you.
What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine. You'll give me your love, and I'll give you mine. As my girl Jay said, goodbye is sweet sorrow, so I'll say it again until it be tomorrow.
It's a Shakespeare world, and the world's a stage where all the men and women merely play.
It's a Shakespeare world where glitter isn't gold, so it's worth your time isn't always told.
It's a Shakespeare world, come what may, the hour runs through the roughest day.
It's a Shakespeare world, we got our love and hate. We only know what we are, not what we await. We can always use some Willie each and every day. So tonight we speak what we feel, not what we ought to say.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant die but once.
What are you talking about?
You didn't like that? It was nice and dramatic.
Oh my gosh. If you didn't catch that, here's what she said. Cowards never risk, they're careful not to tread. The valiant live fully, taking risks as they go. The brave may die sooner, but the lesson shows. You gotta live life without those regrets. The world keeps moving, no time for second bets.
Speaking of death, to be or not to be actually means, is it better to see the world in ruins as you stay alive, or to die and go where the corpses lie?
What do I fear? Myself, I am a villain. Yeah, my man Shakespeare was just straight chillin'. His characters often have demons inside, but from his sonnets, there's no need to hide.
Hell is empty, all the devils are here. Sometimes the world can be quite drear. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. All the voices whisper, so you just have to scream. The world can be good, the world can be bad. Times change and things bend, it can turn out sad.
Just know to keep moving and always look ahead, cause the summer's behind us, no need to pretend that
Now is the winter of our discontent.
Oh!
It's a Shakespeare world, and the world's a stage where all the men and women merely play.
It's a Shakespeare world where glitter isn't gold, so what's worth your time isn't always told.
It's a Shakespeare world, come what may. The hour runs through the roughest day.
It's a Shakespeare world, we got our love and hate. We only know what we are, not what we await.
So no matter if you're Hamlet, Othello, Juliet, Romeo,
Caesar, Lear, Kate, or Petruchio,
Shakespeare's the world and we're just digging it. Cause tonight we're just glad to be living in it. Well, a little bit of a fourth wall break, but we'll work with it. So, like we said, maybe it will help you all understand Shakespeare a little more if we give you a modern-day translation of what we're saying. Up next, we'll hear from a character called Courtesan from Shakespeare's A Comedy of Errors. Here, she addresses the audience as she explains her plans to get back some valuables borrowed from her by Antipholus of Ephesus.
Now, out of doubt Antipholus is mad, else would he never so demean himself. A ring he hath of mine, worth 40 ducats, and for the same he promised me a chain. Both one and other he denies me now. The reason I gather he is mad, besides this present instance of his rage, is a mad tale he told today at dinner of his own doors being shut against his entrance. But like his wife, acquainted with his fits, on purpose shut the doors against his way. My way is now to hie home to his house to tell his wife that, being lunatic, he rushed into my home and took perforce my ring away. This course I finished choose, for 40 ducats is too much to lose. Antipholus has gone insane, there's no question about it. If not, he'd never behave like this. He has a ring of mine worth 40 ducats, and he promised me a necklace in exchange for it. Now, he won't give me either. The reason I think he's mad, besides the way he just acted, is a senseless story he told today at lunch about being locked out of his own house. His wife probably did it on purpose because she knows what kind of fits he's having. I must go to his house and tell his wife that, being lunatic, he burst in my home and stole my ring. It's my best option. I can't afford to lose 40 ducats.
Tell her she's got the wrong Antipholus. Well, coming up, we'll hear from Portia from The Merchant of Venice, as she talks to a group of men who are in disagreement. Portia enters disguised as a lawyer. The Duke greets her and asks her whether she's familiar with the circumstances of the case. Portia answers that she knows the case well, and the Duke calls Shylock and Antonio before her. Portia asks Antonio if he admits to owing Shylock money. When Antonio answers yes, Portia concludes that Shylock must be merciful. Shylock asks why he must show mercy, and this is how she responds.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It's twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. The king's scepter shows the force of temporal power, an attribute to awe and majesty wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. Mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. An earthly power doth then show likest God's when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us shall see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I've spoken thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which, if thou follow, then this strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against that merchant there. People don't show mercy because they have to. They just do, the way rain falls on the ground. Mercy's a double blessing. It blesses him that gives it and him that takes it. It's the strongest of the strongest people. It looks better on the king than his own crown does. A king's scepter is a symbol of his royal authority, but mercy is above the scepter. It lies in the hearts of kings, and it's a quality of God himself. And kingly power most resembles God's power when the king mixes mercy with justice. So, although you ask for justice, think about this. Justice won't save our souls. We pray for mercy, and that prayer wants us all to show others mercy as well. I've said this much to try and get you to drop your case, because if you pursue it, then this court will have to sentence the merchant. Now we'll hear from Rosalind, or should I say Ganymede, who's undercover as a man as she flees from the forest of Arden because her father, the Duke, has been usurped and she's been banished from court. Here she talks to Orlando, a man who she is in love with and he is in love with her. However, the catch is that he doesn't know he's talking to Rosalind. He thinks he's talking to Ganymede. Orlando confides in Rosalind and that his affections are overpowering him. Rosalind, as Ganymede, claims to be an expert in exercising such emotions and promises to cure Orlando of lovesickness if he agrees to pretend that Ganymede is Rosalind and promises to come woo her every day. Orlando agrees, and the love lessons begin. Let's hear what she has to say to him.
You have none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to recognize a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are not prisoner. A lean cheek, which you have not, a blue eye and something, which you have not, an unquestionable spirit, which you have not, and a beard neglected, which you have not, but I'll pardon you for that, for simply your having in beard is a younger brother's revenue. Well, then your hose should be ungarnered, your bonnet unbandaged, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You would rather point device in your accoutrements, as if loving yourself than being the lover of any other. Well, you don't have any of the symptoms of love my uncle told me about. He taught me how to recognize a man in love, and I can tell you're not in love. Well, the symptoms are a thin face, which you don't have, and tired, sunken eyes, which you don't have, and an irritable temper, which you don't have, and, well, a scraggly beard, which you don't have, but well, we won't mention that because you don't have much of a beard at all. Well, then your socks should be around your ankles, your hat flying off your head, your shoes untied, and you should look careless and in misery. But you don't look like that at all. Rather, you look so neat and put together. You look like you love yourself more than you love anybody else.
You know, we've learned a lot about Shakespeare tonight, but his work is not just something we learn about in English class. Artists today still use Shakespeare as inspiration for their art.
To close our night, Ariana will show us how popular creators have applied Shakespeare's stories to their own lives. And I've heard this one is quite the love story.
We were both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air. See the lights, see the party, the ball gown. See you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little did I know that you were Romeo, you were throwing pebbles, and my daddy said, stay away from Juliet, and I was crying on the staircase, begging you please don't go, and do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. So I sneak out to the garden to see you. We keep quiet 'cause we're dead if they knew. So close your eyes, escape this town for a little while. 'Cause you were Romeo, I was a scarlet letter, and my daddy said stay away from Juliet. But you were everything to me. I was begging you, please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. All that's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. Romeo, save me. They're trying to tell me how to feel. This love is difficult, but it is real. Don't be afraid, we'll make it out of this mess. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. I got tired of waiting, wondering if you were ever coming around. My faith in you was fading when I met you on the outskirts of town. And I said, Romeo, save me. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. Is this in my head? I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, marry me, Juliet, you'll never have to be alone. I love you and that's all I really know. Talk to your dad, go pick out a white dress. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. We were both young when I first saw you. Thank you, Shakespeare.
My days are so busy, it's making me dizzy. There's so much I've got to do. There's lunches and meetings and poetry readings and endless interviews. Got a pose for a portrait, how it's a course and live for eternity. Then it's on to the inn where my innkeeper friend wants to name a drink after me. Then it's back to my room where I resume my attempt to write a hit. And it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's been very, very hard. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's so incredibly hard. So inconceivably, unbelievably hard.
Thank you all for watching A Night of Shakespeare. I'm Georgia Head.
And I'm Michaela Croissant.
And we directed this entire thing.
It took a while. This started as a project last year, but then COVID happened, and now here we are filming it, and now it's a little time capsule for our wonderful cast to go back and watch.
Yay!
We would like to dedicate this performance to Sister Mary Patricia Plum, who's very ill right now, and we know that she would have loved to see this live. So, thank you. And also thank you to Miss Kimbler and our tech crew who wouldn't be able to do it without. And also to Miss Minnelli for filming us because she is an angel.
Do it. There's only so much of you to go around. I got so many fans with so many demands. I can hardly go take a piss. You get me? Be a theater freak or the autograph seeker.